It's mailbag time here on the Chiefs Report. I am your host, Harrison Graham. Thanks to everybody who submitted their questions. If you didn't make this week's show, you can make next week's show by using hashtag Chiefs and asking me your questions down in the comments section. Let's get things kicked off with Benjamin Wickett throwing a trade idea out there. Frank Clark and Damian Williams for Patrick Peterson and a third-round pick. Certainly an interesting idea. I encourage you guys to send in your best trade proposals. We'll do more of these moving forward. The problem is the Cardinals can't afford to take on Frank Clark's contract even by letting go Patrick Peterson in this trade. They don't have enough cap space to make that happen. They would have to move a couple of pieces, which they could do, but I'm not sure the Cardinals would want to do this trade. Now, from Kansas City's side of things, Patrick Peterson would be an excellent corner on this defense. He's instantly CB1, Breeland or Ward is your CB2, and then, you've got some depth there as well. So it would certainly be something interesting to explore for Kansas City, but in the end, I don't think it's something Arizona would necessarily want to do. Plus, yeah, Peterson would be nice. All of a sudden, though, if you trade Frank Clark, you basically have zero proven pass rushers coming off your edge. Okafor's okay. He's pretty good, but only when he's that second or third type of pass rusher on that defensive line. You don't want him being your best option coming off the edge. Plus, he's dealt with some injuries in the past as well. This is what the trade looks like, just so you guys can see it better visually. Peterson and a third to the Chiefs, plus Clark and Damian Williams. Plus, I don't really get why the Chiefs would get a third in this deal as well. Like, they get a cheaper Peterson than Frank Clark, and Peterson's at a bigger position of need, I think. So I don't think Arizona really does this trade, but I appreciate the trade idea and appreciate the question from you, Benjamin. Guys, our next mailbag next week, we're going to make it trade-centric. So think of Benjamin's trade here. It's a good proposal. It's a good idea. Send in your best trade ideas on today's video or at me on Twitter at HGramNFL. Send in your best trade ideas. I will answer, give my analysis on them, and give you my thoughts on them on next week's mailbag. If you use hashtag Chiefs, it'll make it easier for me to find as well. But best trade proposals down in the comments. We'll do a video on it coming up next week. Deal of the day here on the Chiefs Report is July 4th, Independence Day gear. We got this Chiefs blue with the red, white, and blue themed Chiefs t-shirt right here. We got general Kansas City stuff as well. And hey, I know a lot of you guys are Kansas City Royals fans and baseball fans. Baseball's officially coming back. We got some Royals gear as well. Chatsports.com/KC4. The Salvador Perez t-shirt, American themed, is pretty sweet. Chatsports.com/KC4. A lot of this stuff, guys, it's on sale as well. Celebrate Independence Day properly. Get yourself a Kansas City themed 4th of July shirt. All right, let's go to Monster Jam Fan 0311. By the way, let me know what your real name is. You ask a lot of questions. I'd like to know what your actual name is. Hey, Harrison. Hey, Monster Jam. Adam Rank has us going 10-6 this season. Do you agree or disagree? I firmly disagree, Adam Monster, because Adam Rank's predictions are kind of all over the place. He has Denver winning the AFC West at 11-5, Chiefs at 10-6, Raiders at 9-7. Of note, he has all three of those teams making the playoffs. Remember, extra wild card spot this year. He's got the Raiders getting the last spot in the AFC. Is it only me? I actually think the Chargers could be pretty good. Like, if they get decent quarterback play, I think they could be the second best team in this division behind Kansas City. I firmly disagree with this. I don't like this at all. I think 10-6 is the absolute floor for Kansas City. That's if, a lot goes wrong. There's just too much talent. If Mahomes is healthy, this team's winning double-digit games on that alone, and it's probably going to push for 11, 12, or 13 wins. So I think this team will win the division again. I think that's a bad take from Adam Rank, typical national media, if you ask me. If you don't want to, listen to takes like that, if you want to hear the truth about the Kansas City Chiefs, I invite you to subscribe to the Chiefs Report. We're putting up 3, 4, sometimes 5 videos per week. I want to do daily videos, but we need more subscribers to get to that threshold. So go ahead, subscribe, share that link right there, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Share it with all your Chiefs friends. Say, hey, this guy tells the truth about the Kansas City Chiefs. So hit that sub button. You might get hit with the ad break. If you do, perfect time to go down and subscribe. And then by the time you do that, the video will be back up and playing. Swagson124, where is the 2021 mock draft? Don't worry. You guys reached the goal of 300 likes of a few videos ago. It's coming. We're working on it right now. Can't promise when it will publish, but it will come out in the next couple of weeks. So be out on the lookout for it. Again, subscribe, turn on notifications. That way you never miss any of our videos here on the Chiefs Report. All right, Colin asks, #Chiefs, who will play the Kendall Fuller role, L'Jarius Sneed, Javarius Davis, or Rashad Fenton? I'm going to take Davis out of it, although I do think he has a chance to make the roster. I don't think a UDFA really makes a lot of sense for that role, so I think it'll be Fenton or L'Jarius Sneed. I got Fenton in there right now. They're both versatile defensive backs. I like what I saw from him last season. As a rookie, a sixth-round pick, I thought he held his own in the limited snaps he did get, and you could tell the Chiefs started to trust him more and more as the season went on, and I think he's got a chance to be that Kendall Fuller replacement at nickel. Now, I also think L'Jarius Sneed will have a role on this defense, especially moving forward, considering Bashaud Breeland and Tarvarius Ward are free agents after this year. I think he'll get some run this year. I think he'll have a role like Rashad Fenton did last year, where he's kind of a part-time player. They ease him into things, and maybe by the end of the season, he's getting more and more snaps. But I do think it is down to these two guys. I'm just going to lean with the guy who has more NFL experience. And that is Rashad Fenton. That's why I'm going to type my F for Fenton, because I believe he will start at nickel. Type S if you think it's Sneed. Remember, the Chiefs do a lot of different dime and nickel packages. Sorensen will play, which means Tyrann Mathieu will play some nickel as well. Thornhill can do that as well. So they're going to mix and match. But the primary nickel, Fenton, Sneed, I'm going to go with Fenton, so I'm going to type my F. Potato Aim 25, love the name, by the way. What do you think we would get for Chris Jones, obviously? Maybe a first. It better be at least a first if Chris Jones does get traded. I don't think the Chiefs are in any kind of rush or panic to really do anything regarding Jones. They know they've got him under the tag. Now, Jones has to sign his franchise tender. He has not done that. Obviously, July 15th is the deadline for a new long-term contract. Still have some time there. If they were to trade Jones, it's going to be for a first and then some. Maybe a first and a third or fourth. Like, they're not just going to do it for like a second-round pick. Like, that's not going to happen. Maybe that happens next year. Maybe they tag and trade him next year because they don't want to pay him long-term. But you don't trade this away for a day two pick. Like, it's just not what you do. Kansas City's got some decisions to make. There's no doubt about it, but they've got options and they've got time on their hands. What do you do with Jones? What to do? There's three options. You give him an extension. So if you want to go that route, type 1. That's the route I want to go. Keep him on the tag this year. You can type 2 for that option. Or option number 3, type 3 if you think Kansas City should trade him. 3 options there, 1 for extension, 2 for tag, 3 for trade him. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, 1, 2, or 3. Nicholas Shaw here is asking, what players will the Chiefs lose in free agency next year? Kansas City has a bunch of them. It's like 20-something free agents next year. Obviously, a lot of those guys are, toward the bottom of the roster type of things, guys that won't even make the team. But there are notable names. Defensive guys first. Chris Jones, obviously, if he doesn't come to a long-term deal, he'll be a free agent again. They have to make a decision on him, like I said. Dirty Dan Sorensen, obviously kind of an unsung hero of this team. We'll see what his future looks like long-term. Tano Passanio, will they keep him? Draft pick from a few years ago. He's a free agent. Breeland, Ward, I would guess one of those guys at least is going to be gone. Hopefully you can keep one of them in the fold. Offensively, I don't expect Sammy Watkins to be back. Honestly, D-Rob might be gone as well, especially if McCole Hardman continues to develop. These guys are probably both gone. Maybe Robinson's back, but I'd be shocked if Sammy came back in 2021. Damian Williams almost certainly will be gone unless he wants to take a cheap contract to be a backup, because by then Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the starter. Lauren Duvernay-Tardif, certainly gone, I think. Austin Reeder, I bet the Chiefs bring him back for cheap to be the starting center. But there are guys that Kansas City will have to make decisions on. And with Patrick Mahomes' extension in the works, they're going to have to let a lot of these guys go probably in the end of the day. All right, what a name here. Nathaniel Eaton Watkin Muchnick. Let me know if I pronounced that right. That's the longest one I've ever had. Is Tyreek Hill going to have 1,000 yards or more in the next season? I think so. He had 860 this past year. We'll look at his stats here in just a little bit. But let's compare the top 2 weapons. Who will have more receiving yards in 2020? Type K for Travis Kelce, type H for Tyreek Hill. I think both these guys can get over 1,000 with the amount of passing attempts Patrick Mahomes will have. Let me know, though, who will have more yards in 2020. Tyreek Hill obviously only played in 12 games last year, and it was really only 11 because he left one of those games really early. Still had 860 yards and 7 touchdowns. 2 years before that, well over 1,100 yards. Obviously in 2018, had almost 1,500 yards, which was his, big-time breakout year, obviously. But I definitely think he's going to be back over 1,000 yards. I think Travis Kelce will be as well. If these guys are healthy, who's going to stop these guys? What team out there can slow this offense down for 4 quarters? It doesn't exist. We saw it in the Super Bowl. 49ers did it for 3 quarters, can't do it for 4. Tyreek Hill is definitely going to have a big season. It'll be well over 1,000 yards, in my opinion.